incumbent Joe Biden. That is clear. I signed a pledge to support the Republican nominee, and I will honor that pledge. He has my endorsement because we can't go back to the old Republican guard of yesteryear.
And Trump thanked him the only way Donald Trump knows how.
Okay. He just said, will I be using the name Ron DeSanctimonious? I said, that name is officially retired.
Now, Trump did mildly dunk on DeSantis one more time following DeSantis' announcement. Let's take a look at that.
But I was disappointed when they asked him whether or not he'd run, and he said, I have no comment. Because to me, when you say no comment, that means you're running. And we took it, I think I took it quite seriously. And it doesn't matter now because he got out.
Is there a possible of the joining of forces?
Well, it's probably unlikely, but, you know, I have to be honest, everything's a possibility, but I think it's highly unlikely. I have a lot of great people, and I have great people that have been with me right from the beginning.
Highly unlikely. I would be shocked if Donald Trump chose Ron DeSantis for a cabinet position. I could be wrong. I guess we'll wait and see what happens. But harder dunking actually came from the Miami Herald. Their editorial board obviously decided to comment on DeSantis' decision to step down from this race. And they write, it's not just that he was steamrolled by Donald Trump. DeSantis never appeared to want to save the GOP. He was more interested in making it a more ravenous, angrier, and intolerant party. That worked for Trump, but didn't work for the governor with all the charisma of burned toast. The newspaper also said that DeSantis could have made a play for, like a more reasonable Republican, a moderate Republican. Instead, he banked on exploiting divisions in our country. As he bows out, DeSantis leaves the Republican Party exactly as he found it, under Trump's dominance. And so I really do think that his supporters are going to rally behind Donald Trump, because just think about how DeSantis ran his campaign. He really positioned himself, much like Ramaswamy, as like Trump light. And why would anyone vote for Trump light when they can just vote for Trump? So those who bought into the DeSantis message, those who rallied behind him, in my opinion, are likely going to consolidate their support behind Donald Trump.
Yeah. So first, a little bit of credit to Donald Trump, which doesn't happen often for me on this show.
No, it don't.
He's transactional.
You always on Donald's nuts.
And I've been
you know you hate him.
I've ever used this word in regards to Donald Trump, logical. Because he'll beat the crap out of anyone who opposes him. And if you're playing hardball politics, that is rational. That's what you should.
What's that on his face?
Don't ever attack your opponents. That's
what is that?
Nonsense. That's insanity.
Right on the tip of his nose.
Uplifting your message and
Moving
attacking
around.
your
There it
opponents.
is.
So he is right about that. So when he pulverized Ron DeSantis, that's logical. And then, but as soon as they get down on their hands and knees
smoking a cigar
and start polishing his boots, he goes back to, you're okay, you're back in, okay? So now Ron DeSanctimonious is retired.
He's not a threat anymore.
You got to say it correctly.
Retired.
Retired.
Okay, so cabinet or not, it doesn't matter as long as Ron.
This guy's a hater right here. He's a hater.
Oh, he'll be a good one.
And so Donald Trump has done this hundreds of times with people like Lindsey Graham.
I love watching the Young Turks.
Things. He slaps him around a little bit.
Some funny
Lindsey
guys
Graham gets on his hands and knees, and he goes, good boy, good boy. And every once in a while, he'll say something demeaning about him, just so everybody knows who's the boss, right?
Yes, kiss the ring, bitch.
DeSantis has that to look forward to. Hope your tongue is ready for how often you're going to have to use it on Donald Trump's boots. So that's the future he has to look forward to. That sounds amazing. Now, I thought that, but I'm not a hypocrite, and I don't want to play Mark since 2020. I thought Ron DeSantis should run, and so
should have run in 2028.
He was going to use the strategy of Donald Trump's a loser, because remember at that time they had just gotten much worse results in the 2022 elections than they had expected, the Republicans. And it was because Donald Trump
a bunch of cheating bastards,
a bunch of lunatics to run in races, and they all lost, right? So you could have concentrated on, listen, whether you like Donald Trump or not, all he does is lead to electoral losses. He lost to Joe Biden. Come on, right?
Yeah, Joe Biden got more votes than anybody in history.
He flirted with that.
Little fucking shit.
But he ran away from it right away for two reasons. One is something that no one's talking about. I'm going to get to it in a second.
I can't believe these fools still even believe that shit.
Just that he didn't pick a lane. He wanted to have his MAGA cake and eat it too, right? So he wanted to be able to say, oh, Donald Trump is the greatest guy on earth, but I'm a little younger, I'm a little this, I'm a little that. And whereas Nikki Haley picked a lane. She's like, I'm the establishment Republican. I'll do whatever the corporate donors want. Donors come to me, I'll pleasure you all day long, and I mean, you know, politically, et cetera, and financially eventually if she
What a
wins.
hater.
And so she picked a lane, and so that was logical. So now you got the two people in the two lanes. The
now you have
MAGA
the breaking
lane
news from
and
the Young Turks.
establishment Republican lane, and the same.